I was really in a dark place. I mean, when I had the stroke, I really did not see the light at the end of the tunnel.
My husband and I were in an automobile accident. I started having double vision, and I noticed my hands were starting to shake. It affected my art in that I couldn't distinguish really colors. When I would try to put a shape on my canvas, it was not the way a shape should look. It led me down a really long journey to get back my life.
So prior to the brain lab, I was in an incident in 2021. Totally debilitating, more than just a brain injury, but probably the biggest obstacle is being able to recover. With 3 children, I lost everything. Lost my sense of memory, lost my home, my car. I mean, pretty devastating. You can't see this injury. It's not visible. It's gonna make me cry. It's not visible. So when you walk around in your own body, but you're not your own person or who you used to be, it's very difficult.
The same way you want to train your body to, get stronger and better, the same way you want to study the game to understand the game at a higher level, you can actually do that with your brain. And there were some physical effects that I started noticing, in my later years, once I got into my 30s.
So we brought Jake in because my husband and I were having issues with Jake. He was very impulsive in his decisions. At home, his aggression started getting worse, and it was affecting his daily life. And we were kind of at wit's end with him, and we didn't know what to do, and we didn't want to do medicine with him.
I was definitely angry, a lot, and I would always blast, my head. I had a hot head, basically.
Greg mentioned this program, and so we thought we'd give it a try and see what we get. And when they mentioned that it really works for sports, it's good for coordination and, being effective on the baseball field, which he plays baseball. We thought this is perfect for him.
My son Jacob was 7 years old, and he was diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, and he went through extensive chemotherapy treatment for approximately 2.5 years. One of the unexpected things that happened once he did progress through that treatment into his regular life again, he started to have a lot of psychological issues which we were not anticipating. And he was diagnosed with post-traumatic stress disorder, anxiety, depression, and became very, very difficult to deal with on a regular basis.
For 7 years, I've been dealing with a condition called internal shingles. Extreme burning in your body that morphs into chronic pain, and that moves into fatigue, and that's been not every other day or once a week, it's been every single day for 7 years. I'm a very physical person, so I've missed a lot of activities that I would have normally said yes to, because when I would go through those activities, it would bring the virus out to the max, and I would suffer for 2 or 3 days after.
I found out that my job was going away due to COVID, and 2 months after that, my wife was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. The grieving journey really took a toll on me, and I didn't really realize the extent until coming out of that man, I was just not motivated. I just felt exhausted all the time. I had so much anxiety about the future, and it was a dark time, honestly.
So it took us a while to really figure out that it was more than just him being a quiet kid. He got to a point where he was really honest with us and just said, I won't do this, Mom and Dad, because I love you so much, but I don't want to live. And that's when we knew it was bad. It was really bad.
Yeah, there was just this time where we kind of lost him in that.
I could move my fingers, my hands, full movement, arm. I could do everything I could do prior to the stroke. I mean, they taught me even how to walk again here, literally. I mean, I'm tearing up because it's very emotional.
It did. It changed my life in such a good way. It got me back to living life and doing things again. This is another one that I started while I was here. I'd say probably back to the way I was before the automobile accident, and I had to stop painting. So I'm very pleased with the progress that I've made to get back my life and do the things that I've done and start participating in life again.
Going through the brain lab, I've been able to not become my old self, because I don't think that's ever a possibility, but there's a new version. So I'm back to joy and happiness, and the difference from where I started and it just with that, functionally, being able to function, being able to clean my house, being able to get up. I mean, I've suffered from the insomnia part of this for almost 2 years. That for the second round, when I started about a month and a half ago, was probably one of the most significant, the insomnia being diminished. I don't have insomnia anymore, which is huge, because when you don't sleep, you can't think properly. So emotionally, just 1,000% better. My kids see a difference.
It's just night and day. We are just so pleased with how it's really helped Jake.
On the baseball field, I'm more calm, and like when I'll be up to bat or something, I'll be able to, like, instead of I'm always like thinking and like my heart's beating fast or whatever, I'm always like more calm, and I can just swing the bat with ease and hit it far.
At home, he's definitely better. Friends outside of the home have questioned, what's different about Jake, because I don't think I've ever seen him so calm before. So other people are noticing a different Jake as well.
And I started seeing immediate results. I think some of the things I started noticing was brain fog being lifted. I felt like I was more productive. I was more cognitively there. And then it started making me, my lifestyle was much better. I felt like I was more present with my kids and my family and my wife.
And we noticed significant changes with Jake as the treatment progressed. And Jake has done very, very well with life since. He had managed to get off all of his psychological medications, and he's been off of those medications for over 1.5 years now. It's been instrumental in getting him to the next level, in which there were no other opportunities previously to even explore.
I've always tried to have a positive attitude throughout everything. It's definitely helped a lot mentally and in my relationships with people. Don't stop fighting. Never stop fighting.
I can't tell you what it feels like to start living a life again, you know, with less of this in my system. So I'm so grateful to this facility and hope that the word gets out to other people that are suffering as well.
I'm back to my old self. I feel like motivated, excited. Excited about life and my future. I sleep really well at night. My appetite's back. I feel like it's helped significantly speed up the recovery process from the grief journey. And I'm forever grateful for the Brain Lab and the team here that helped me to get my life back.
I had a moment where he came, we were going to bed, and he knocked on our door and came into our room and just started talking about life and his goals and his dreams, and he laid on the bed with us and just was like Ben again.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's a good feeling to be able to be like, I can go in and actually tackle school again. I can take this next step of moving on with my life.
You know, there's hope out there. There's hope.
Yeah.
Genesis Brain Institute, a new beginning for a new you. There is hope.